What is up, Units Dynasty fans? We are here today in Season 1, Week 11, to talk about the league so far at this point and how these teams are going to compete and show grit every day to the final game. This video includes Ball State, Temple, and Hawaii. Introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on? It's Temple. Go Owls.
What's going on? Hawaii here. Rainbow Warriors all the way. Shout out my brothers and sisters.
Good stuff, boys. Thank you for joining the video today. We got a few segments lined up here. We want to go over all of them here in a second. First off, we are going to be going into the conference standings. Let's start it off with the American Conference. We have UAB at 7-1 in fourth place for the conference. We got UTSA not far behind at 6-2. We got USF at a middling 3-5, and then there is Temple. Temple, what do you think about your conference so far this year?
Pretty mid-conference. Temple's off to a rough start, very rough. USF, we'll always see them around the bottom here. UTSA, they got off to a tight start. Kind of struggling some user games here. I'm not fully sure what's up with that. And then UAB, this rookie, has come out of nowhere, starting off hot, 7-1. Still has some tough opponents with Memphis and Tulane off to hot starts, but man, looking great.
Absolutely.
Something real quick. So, dear God, I know Ethan, you can agree. I wish I was in this conference. I mean, an 8-2 record here would just show dominance. But I'd like to point out UTSA. I think John made a great point. I think UTSA is a fraud. I don't want to call them out too hard. Obviously, it's just conference standings.
Whoa.
It's just, come on, we gotta lock in these user games. Obviously, you can dominate against the bots, but come on, the user games where it counts.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think despite being a rookie, you know, he's still got a great record. For UAB, UTSA is hanging in there. I think this conference overall is pretty competitive.
Yeah, those 2-2 record for UTSA will come back to hurt him in the conference. I mean, he did just secure a W to make it 3-2.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, when you're sitting there at almost damn near 500 for conference record, I mean, your playoff hopes are pretty much just ash to the wind at that point. You know, better luck next year, UTSA. Better luck next year for a lot of these teams, and we'll just see how they improve and how this conference shapes and transforms over time. Now we got the Mountain West Conference. We got UNLV here leading the conference. Right now it's showing 7-1, but I believe they are now at 8-1. We got Hawaii right there. Hawaii, is your record changed since this photo was taken?
When was this photo taken? I think I might be 9-2, but I can't really remember. I should be 10-1 if that's the case, but well, there's not much to say about this conference. I can't wait to see you, Tyler Preston, calling you out. Can't wait to see you in the conference championship. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game. Hoping that Hawaii can, you know, pass Boise State here and have it win the conference.
I just noticed Colorado State was in the conference.
Yes, Colorado State is in the conference. As you
Oh my.
They are at
So that's another conference W for UNLV tonight.
It's actually conference L for me. Yeah, so, okay.
Yes.
Tight race.
Yeah, tight race for the top there.
4-0.
Colorado State's
Make it 5-0 actually. For conference.
This is definitely one of the better conferences that exist there in the league. I think these are, for the most part, really good teams. Colorado State, a bit iffy, but UNLV and Hawaii, y'all have done some great work, and we're looking forward to seeing more.
Thank you.
Now we got the MAC, and I will speak personally, as at the time of taking this photo, it shows me at the top of the MAC. Me and Toledo do play a user game towards the end of the season, but we'll get to that later. What do you boys think? Can you give me some outsider perspectives of how this conference is shaping up and what we can expect from Ball State and Toledo in the future?
Honestly, a tighter race than I pictured. Toledo off to that hot start, and then this random loss to I can't remember what the team was. That makes this race a whole new game here.
I think that's exactly what I was going to say, John. That Toledo loss just came out the blue. I think we were all expecting Toledo to go undefeated this season. But yeah, we're all cheering for you, Ball State.
Oh, yes. Yes, the Toledo-Ball State race to the finish is going to be tough, competitive. I can say personally that I'm a little nervous. You know, Toledo is historically, at least in the past league, they were a great team. They were a juggernaut. And we'll just have to see how it pans out. I don't know about y'all. I plan on staying in the MAC for a somewhat decent amount of time. As we all know, my team roster isn't that great, and I have no desires to move up to a tougher conference anytime in the near future, even if that is sacrificing my playoff chances. We would see that if Kent State head coach Justin was a part of the league so far, he would be up in there. He'd probably be having a really good record too. So I think this conference has potential, and we'll just have to see some more in the future. Alrighty, so now we are going over to the Sun Belt. Can we get some thoughts on this conference, gentlemen?
I think this is our Rookie of the Year candidate from what we've seen so far. Phenomenal start off both sides of the ball. Yeah. Kid didn't even know that majority of this league sims the defense, and he's just out here grinding it every game.
It's the kind of grit that you want out of a rookie. You know, I personally love Coastal Carolina. I think they're definitely got a strong playoff chance here. Rookie of the Year, though, you got to look at UNLV, too, though. It's a race. It's definitely a strong race, but I wouldn't count them out yet.
I can agree. We still haven't seen, and we won't see any user games from this team this year, which he is also disappointed about. We'll see. He could very well win his conference and make the playoffs. He's 5-0 in his conference. Southern Miss is somehow at 8-0. Yeah. Not sure what up with that.
Yeah, very true. Very good points. I think I would maybe give UNLV the edge for Rookie of the Year just because they have played user games and, you know, they have gotten that player-on-player, coach-on-coach experience. Whereas Coastal obviously hasn't really experienced that yet. They haven't encountered that yet. They don't know how to adapt to that. Not that their skills are being questioned. They're a greatly ran team. They have a great coach. But at the end of the day, you know, user game experience is very important in this league. You know, you got to deal with input delay. You got to deal with lag. You got to deal with a lot of things. And if Coastal's not dealing with that, he's not going to get the true full experience until he actually does face a user team. And now, gentlemen, we are going on to bowl projections. I want the audience to keep in mind that these projections are not set in stone. Obviously, there's going to be changes here. We have, I think, about 3 games left for most people, and you know, teams are going to lose and win those games, and that will completely shake up the projections. So as of right now, these are just really rough estimates on what potentially could be played for bowl games in the future. As we can see here, we got Coastal with a bowl game at the New Mexico Bowl, playing against Kansas. We have UNLV predicted to play in the college football playoffs against TCU. That would be crazy. And then we have Toledo and Hawaii, which would be a huge and exciting user game. Any thoughts on these projections so far?
Exciting projections, in my opinion. That bowl game would be legendary. Obviously, this will change very much. I see Toledo making the playoffs most likely. I honestly, I don't know.
I was just about to touch on that. I mean, like, as much as a bowl game between me and Toledo would be a treat, I expect fully from both of our teams to make the playoffs, and maybe that's a pipe dream, but you can call it whatever it is. Let's say this bowl game were to happen, though. I'd be excited for it. We'd be prepared. We've played Toledo a lot in the past, obviously 25, and yeah, I'd be excited. It'd be a good game.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that the chances of a playoff appearance for Toledo and Hawaii is definitely closer to pipe than it is reality. But not because these teams aren't good, but because it is very difficult to make it into the playoffs when we're in these lower tier conferences and when we're playing frankly a lot of terrible teams. I have the same record as Toledo. I believe we're both 8-1. I believe even if one of us wins the conference and beats the other in the conference championship, assuming we both make it there, we still may not make the playoffs just because of the way the playoffs is structured and how the seeding works and all that. So, it'd be fun to see it, but at the end of the day, it is the first season and there's still lots of progress and development to be made for every team. And now we have some other bowl predictions here. We got Texas A&M and UAB, fun game for the Rook. We got UTSA versus San Jose State at the Hawaii Bowl, stealing your home, Daniel. And then we got me playing Georgia Tech in the Game Above Bowl. I don't even know what that is, but it looks like a sorry-ass bowl game. I don't know why I'm getting the disrespect here. Yeah, 5-4 Georgia Tech. Predicted to play in the Game Above Bowl. I don't know what that's about.
Not much to say on these. Good for the Rook going out there and getting him a bowl game season 1. That'll be huge for his recruiting going into the future years. Having a good first season is crucial.
Yeah, 100%. Hawaii, what do you think about these potential bowl matchups?
I think they'll be good. Again, UAB having a bowl game chance is pretty huge. I think we're also counting him out for Rookie of the Year as well. We haven't seen him. Have we seen him play a user game yet?
No.
Don't think so, no.
So, what I'm saying, kind of the same boat as Coastal. It's all in the air right now. Game Above Bowl might be a treat. You never know. You never know, Bug.
The Game Above Bowl. Good old Ball State and Georgia Tech taking it out. Yeah, we love that. Alrighty, so now we will go on to Heisman Watch, and the only reason we're having this segment this week is because UAB sophomore receiver, Iverson Hooks, is actually first at consideration for Heisman. We can see here that over the course of the season, over the course of 8 games, he has racked up 127 receptions, over 1,300, almost 1,400 yards, averaging 10.8 yards a catch, averaging 172 yards a game. He has 14 touchdowns. 5'10", 175-pound sophomore from Pike Road, Alabama, duking it out at home. But I question the authenticity of how he's achieved these results. Do we think there's a little bit of cheese here going on potentially?
Can we just last game at UConn, 22 receptions, 218 reception yards. There's got to be a cheese play. I mean, when does a quarterback look at one receiver 22 times a game? Like it's got to be a cheese play. But we just don't know because he hasn't played a user game. These games haven't been streamed. There's got to be something.
Yeah, we will see for sure. If UAB, we're about to get to the user game section here in a second, but
I could
go ahead.
I could very well see a cheese play slightly in there. It is fairly easy to just target one guy over and over again, but yeah, these numbers are getting a little extreme. 172 yards a game. It's a little tough to target him that much every single game.
Yeah, and for a guy who's only rated at a 79 overall, I mean, that's a bit cheesy. It smells.
Why isn't
to me.
Another question is like, where's the quarterback in this conversation? Yeah. I don't
That's why I sniff a jet sweep, but I honestly feel like it's been nerfed in 26, so I'm not fully sure.
Yeah, I mean, if he does end up playing a streamed game sometime in the near future, which he very well possibly could, we'll find out, and maybe he'll be exposed. Maybe his secrets will be exposed and unlocked, and maybe the magic and the mystery behind this one Iverson Hooks would disappear. But until then, it's all up in the air. It's only speculation now. But that is currently the top choice for Heisman in this first season. Very interesting. now we are going on to upcoming and already played now at this point user games. We just saw earlier that UTSA and USF played, and UNLV and Colorado State. Frankly, both terrible games. Am I wrong in that assessment?
No, you weren't. Pretty brutal Monday night games. We saw, I'm just going to say it, two dregs going at it. It was fairly close for a while. Lots of turnovers, just sloppy play from both sides, which still made it entertaining. And then the mistakes just never ended for the Bulls, as usual. Somehow, the Bulls just tend to get worse throughout the game somehow. I'm not sure if they just get in their heads or I'm not sure what it is. And the UNLV Colorado State game, that was, I believe that's what everyone was expecting. I was hoping Colorado State being at home would give him a slight edge. I know their stadium pulse isn't too great, but just a pretty sad performance. They somehow got a safety, and they dominated. They held the ball for a good part of the game. They just could not get it in the end zone. Just a bunch of mistakes tonight throughout both these user games. For sure, yeah. I mean, I look at the way USF played, and it's just screams classic USF. Just like all around consistent USF play there. Get off to a hot start sometimes, then completely fall off in the second half, late in the third quarter, early in the fourth. You're throwing a bunch of picks. It seems like the clown car ride for USF will never end at this point. But you know, I mean, I think USF this season has done much better than how they did in the first season of 25. That's for sure. So, you know, they can only get better. You know, they can't get much worse. And then we got UNLV and Colorado State. I honestly was hoping Colorado State would put up some entertaining defense and would be able to, you know, hold this to a relatively close game. But UNLV just ran all over them. I mean, it felt like they were just practicing against Colorado State at this point. What do you think, Daniel?
I mean, everything you guys said is true. That game was definitely a blowout. I think we all kind of expected it in a way. These drags, dude, they need to figure it out. You see flashes of greatness. I want to specifically highlight USF here. I mean, he beat me last year, 25, our last season. And you see flashes of greatness, but it gets overshadowed so easily by the picks and the interceptions and fumbles and, you know, the bad plays and, you know.
That's the frustrating aspect.
Yeah,
the potential is so there.
It's extremely frustrating.
Yeah. If he can just fix the picks, if he can just stop throwing picks, he would be a top 5 team, I feel like. Because he has balls. He'll throw deep.
Okay.
He'll throw.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he'll usually connect a lot of the time, but then gets late. Stadium pulse.
Maybe a little bit too ballsy, Ethan.
Yeah, maybe a little too risky. You know, it's great to be confident, it's great to be brave, but you also got to be strategic and logical. And when you're just throwing fucking ducks into triple coverage because you're down a score, you're really just throwing your chances away and not playing the way you need to be playing. Going on to the upcoming games. We have Ball State at Toledo. Looking forward to that game. We got USF at UAB, so UAB does play a user game this year. We'll really see if UAB is all that after this game. And then we'll have Hawaii at UNLV, a potential game-changing, life-changing matchup for these two colleges and has playoff slot ramifications. UNLV right now is projected to go to the playoffs, but if Hawaii can get a win here, they can knock them down a peg, and they may not make it. What do we think about these matchups, boys?
I mean,
bangers.
Like that All-State Toledo game is going to be a treat to watch. USF, UAB. I expect UAB to kind of blow out USF, but again, we've never seen UAB play a user game, so you don't really know that game's kind of in the air. And of course, me versus UNLV. I mean, a rivalry from the start is fucking Rook. But as much as he's a Rook, that I have to respect his game. I mean, he's 7-1, and this game would be huge for, I think, both of our teams.
Yeah, I think these are all pretty big games for Ball State Toledo. It's basically a preview of the conference championship of the MAC for the USF UAB team. That's the UAB Rook trying to prove themselves to the rest of the league, and that's the USF Veteran trying to prove that they're no longer a drag. And then Hawaii and UNLV, a veteran versus a rook, fighting for, the top of the conference. These are all going to be great games, and I think we're definitely entitled to some entertainment on those days.
I'm very excited for all three of those.
100%. Now we're going on to the tier list, gentlemen.
This is where the fun begins.
We have 6 tier levels here. At the top, we have units, on fire, and good. And then lower, we have mid, drag, and the infamous king drag. Let us see where these teams belong. Starting off, we have Colorado State. Where do we think this team belongs?
Greg. In no way is he mid. He's drag, and honestly, I'm not gonna say it. There's kind of worse teams here, but he might be the king. If not, he's not the king. He is most definitely the queen.
Yeah, Daniel, I think those are all great points. We've seen some issues with Colorado State, but we've seen some highlights. John, what do you think about this placement here?
I think we can throw him at drag for now. I think we can't. I think we should make the entire tier list and then discuss the king drag, because we can't just fully. We need to go through all the teams here. It's a very brutal honor to bestow upon someone just right off the rip.
Very true.
For sure. So we want to go ahead and put him at drag?
Yes.
Copy that. Colorado State, you are officially a drag. Congratulations, my friend. Now we have the UAB Blazers, a rook, but unproven. We've seen a great record, but we don't know how they perform against users. What do you think, John?
I think the highest we can put him right now is good. I mean, he is technically on fire, but I just don't know if we can put him any higher than that. No user games. I believe his schedule has been fairly easy, but we just haven't seen much. So there's the potential. The upside is definitely up there to units or on fire, but I can't see us putting him higher than good right now. Y'all might disagree. I'm not sure.
And you pointed out every single point I was gonna say. I completely agree. I completely agree with everything you'd say. That's it.
Yeah, I think I agree as well. I think they have performed really well, but again, haven't really played anybody else. I think they're playing USF, which, USF is not a great team, so that won't really prove much, but it'll prove something. But we're not there yet, so I'm comfortable putting them at good for now. Now, what do we want to do with USF? Or do we want to skip this team and go to others?
I say
throw him at drag for now.
Yeah.
We'll go back. I believe there's a potential 3-way race for that brutal bottom tier that we can discuss later.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, maybe 4.
Now, let me make sure first. I'm going to edit this out. Let me make sure I'm able to move them. Okay, I am. Good. Alrighty, yeah, we'll go ahead and put USF at drag for now. I think that's a good spot. I mean, I think it's accurate. I think it's fair. So that's very valid. Now for Hawaii. The good old Rainbow Warriors may have experienced some bad luck recently, just some unfortunate events. But, that's in the past, and you got grit, my friend, so you are going to come back better than ever and prove us all why you deserve to be in the top of the tiers. Where do we think Hawaii deserves to go as of right now?
Quite a little speech of motivation there for these Rainbow Warriors. as of right now, we have to say on fire. I mean, this team, the last few seasons going into the last game, just a total struggle bus. I mean, we saw at the end he started to make the playoffs. I'm not sure if he ever got a playoff win, but an 8-2 record with UNLV in that conference it's a very great start. I think on fire is honestly the perfect description to describe this team.
Yeah, I would definitely agree, but Daniel, where do you think you deserve to land?
I'd agree with on fire. I think I've put out some tough wins recently. I'm definitely proud of how we've played despite the forced loss. I think on fire is good. Obviously, record. I would have preferred 9-1 record right now. It sucks that it happened, and I hate to bring it up over and over again. It hurts. It hurts that it was conference. I don't know. It's just on fire's fine. I don't want to talk about it.
That conference game with UNLV will end up being the biggest game of the season, I believe.
100%. I think, especially if we can get a shootout there in terms of offensive point scoring, that would be great. I mean, that would be phenomenal. Now we got Temple. I'll go ahead and just put him right there.
Hold on. I have some things to say about Temple. This kid has, he's in the call with us. He has the potential. We've seen Temple potential. He made the national championship before. We've seen Temple potential. It just sucks. This season's not been going his way. And I want to put him in mid so bad. It's just, yeah.
These are all true things, but it's a new league. It's a new dynasty. It's a new season. These are basically new teams, far different from our very highly rated teams in the previous league. I think Temple. Where do you think you deserve to go on this tier list?
I think that's a solid ranking. I think that's our three-way tie between the King Dreg status. Very rough start for this team. Not much to say that we secured the user game, which honestly turned the entire season around, even though there's not much to say about this season. Yeah, Dreg is the most you can say for a 3-win team.
We respect the honesty, we respect the humbleness, and we look forward to seeing this team improve. Heard you've done pretty well in recruiting so far, so we'll just we'll see the grind keep going, and we'll see the development and the players get better as we go. Now we got Coastal Carolina. Has not played a single user game. They are a rook, but many people have hyped up their coaching skills in the past. Where do we think this team deserves to go?
My gut tells me on fire. 7-1 record. Not the best division, but not a good division. No user games. I'm just not fully sure if I could put him at on fire over UAB. They haven't done much more than UAB, even though I think the coaching skill may be a tier above. But from what we've seen this season so far, I don't know if it would be right to put him over UAB at this point.
I would literally, you touched everything I was about to say. Coastal, there's no way we can put him on fire when UAB is that good. Again, we talked about this Rookie of the Year race. This shit's serious. This Rookie of the Year race is tight, and it's very entertaining to watch. I cannot wait for these bowl games, and I can't wait to see what comes out of this team. But yeah, good is fair for me.
Yeah, that sounds fair. I think I agree with that for the most part. I think they're kind of in the same boat as UAB, so yeah, those are all good points. Now we got UTSA, and gentlemen, I'm just going to say it right off the bat, I think this team is mid. I just think they're mid. Am I wrong there? Am I underestimating them?
I can agree with that tier.
You're not wrong at all.
I think we can all definitively say the best word to describe this team is weird. They're so unconventional offensively and defensively, and yet it can win them games. They have 7 wins this season, 1 over a user game, and he also has an L to a user as well. So you can't put him any higher than mid. But I just don't know. With 7 wins, I don't know if he can go down to drag despite the weird and crazy playstyle.
It has to be mid. I mean, he still has a positive record. These teams in direct status, they're down in the dumps. Okay, while UTSA obviously is weird, and some would argue he might be the worst when it comes to turnovers or whatever you want to say. But I mean, the record doesn't lie. He went off on a hot start, and I think it goes to show.
Yeah, I think this team is much worse than their record shows. I think that if they were to play any competent user games, if they were to play Hawaii, UAB, or Coastal, I think their feet would be put to the fire, and I think they'd choke. That's all speculation because we haven't seen them play a good game, a good user game at least. I'm not aware of if we've seen them play. I know they've played Colorado State, but I mean, they're a dreg. So I'm good with putting them at mid for now. And now we go on to UNLV, the rook of all rooks. Where do we put this team?
I think we're in another situation with the other two rookies. I mean, if I could put a tier between On Fire and Good, I honestly think he could go there. But I think he has the slight edge just because of this user win. Dominant user win over Colorado State. So he does have that slight user experience, even though it's not much. He has more user experience over UAB and Coastal, but I don't know. I don't know if we can put him On Fire yet.
I have to interject. I think this might be the first time we disagree. Might be the only time we disagree. But I think UNLV is on fire. UNLV whooped Colorado State's ass. I mean, big little whooping, pat on the ass, red marks, bleeding, whooped his ass. If I'm on fire, I hate to say this, if I'm on fire, UNLV definitely deserves to be on fire. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I think kid's got grit, and I think he's also leading in the Rookie of the Year race as well. But yeah.
Yeah,
It's up to you, Bug, because I don't know. That the win over Colorado State doesn't mean too much to me. But yeah, it does give him a slight edge over. I believe UAB and Coastal could be that dominant over Colorado State as well. We just haven't
seen it though. I know, but I don't know. I don't know, man. This UNLV team, I think you're underestimating them. I mean, I don't think you're underestimating them. Obviously, there's not enough information out. It sucks that UAB and Coastal haven't played a user game, but neither have I. I mean, I was supposed to play Colorado. I think everyone knows I was gonna whoop his ass, but that didn't happen. Yeah, I think UNLV has the edge over me in that point where he actually did play Colorado. He did beat the shit out of them, and that's where I say UNLV might be ranked higher than me on fire.
Yeah, I think I'm going to side with Daniel here. I think UNLV does deserve to go to On Fire. Yeah, they're still a rook, but they have managed to be predicted for a playoff spot, which is, quite rare for a rookie team, especially this early. It just doesn't happen that often. I still don't really understand the statistics and the math that went into that decision for predicting him, but not predicting any of the other teams that have similar records. I think maybe the Mountain West is a bit more prestigious than the MAC or the Sun Belt, and that could be why. But as of right now, yeah, I think I got to put him On Fire alongside Danny here. Now we got the Ball State Cardinals, your boy truly. What do y'all think about this team? Just give me your honest opinions and tell me where you think these cards deserve to go.
I think we've reached both of our absolute units of this league. I mean, maybe just because it's a brand new league and our teams are a little worse, but I honestly expected nothing less from the last two teams, Ball State and Toledo, and they're proving me exactly right. Just dominant performances week in, week out. Same exact thing.
Yes.
Have you played a user game yet?
I have not played a user game yet. I lost to Auburn, but I do play Toledo second to last game of the season, I believe. Or maybe my last. I'm not entirely sure.
I definitely think Ball State's a unit. I think they've shown grit. This Toledo-Ball State matchup is one for the century. I want to put him units so bad. I do. It's just no user game. Like, if we're counting the user games to be this significant, then I just don't know what to say. I mean, the tough loss to Auburn, like, who's going to win that? Like, it sucks that that's a blemish on your record. It's, and like, in that retrospect, Spencer lost to a random nobody. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm really in a loss of words for this too.
I think these are our 2 units.
Now, do we want to reserve units for one team and one team only, kind of at the peak of the mountain, or do we want to let it to be a shared tier? How do we want to proceed with this?
I kind of like the peak of the mountain because I'm not going to lie, has Toledo played a user game?
Toledo has not played a user game yet.
Here is what I'm saying, is that this race, I think Ball State might have unit. Obviously, Toledo is our reigning champ, right? Like, I think we can all say Toledo has whooped our ass before. It's just, right now, record shows Ball State lost to Auburn. Who did Toledo lose again? Does anyone know?
I
Literally.
can't remember, to be honest.
I just... If we're doing it that way, I might have Ball State on the edge. I will say yes.
I think it maybe was Northern Illinois. Maybe? I can't remember.
That's what I think we do too. We can't do a peak. I mean, it depends on what we're all factoring in here. If we're going strictly off this season, then yeah, it would be Ball State. But if we're factoring in the last game entirely, then we can't not put Toledo at the top.
Yeah, I think Toledo definitely has the history and the legacy of winning that carries over from the last league, especially since they've continued to be successful well into this first season. I would be more than comfortable reserving units to be the peak and putting Toledo up there. And then who knows? Maybe if I do end up beating him in the season game, or if I end up beating him in the conference championship, maybe I go up there. But as of right now, I'd put myself on fire. Do we agree with that?
Yeah, I'd agree with it. I want to put you at units so bad. I mean,
yeah, I do too. I think y'all both should be up there.
Yeah, honestly, I think it should be 2 units.
Okay, put me and Toledo up there, and maybe that changes depending on who wins the conference championship.
Yes, it's like literally 1A, 1B right now.
Alrighty, I'm all good with that. And gentlemen, we have our final question: who will be crowned as King Dreg? Our candidates for this position are Colorado State, USF, and Temple. Who do we think belongs at the bottom of the league?
This is more of a talk between y'all two. I can't fully discuss, obviously. My vote would probably lean towards Colorado State just from what we've seen this season. I mean, there were a couple pretty brutal turnovers from USF in that UTSA game, but I don't know.
I think this might be harder than the units decision. I mean, we have John, who's played UTSA. It was a fucking ugly match. I mean, brass knuckles, kicking each other in the nuts, pulling hair, but somehow he pulled it away. And despite Temple's record, I just don't know with this UCF loss against UTSA. I'm kind of speechless about it. I don't know, Bug. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think Temple does have the benefit of having won a user game. At the same time, it's one of 2 games entirely that they won.
Yeah.
And then you got
3.
One of 3. You've won 3 wins?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Temple. I did not know that. Congratulations on your win.
Beat Army tonight 10-7.
10-7. That is elegant.
Oh my god, you barely won.
Yes, very good.
He might be King Dread. No. Oh my God, Temple. Temple.
I'm not.
It's like I said, it's up to y'all too.
Daniel, going in.
I think it's a little blasphemous considering how much y'all have been accounting the weight of user games, but
I know.
I know. But I think
because the other two dregs had like even worse performances than me in their user games.
I know, but it's the bot games, dude. Somehow they are. Is it what? Can we? What are the records?
They have like one or two more wins than me. Like they lose just as many. Like, okay, I need to stop. It's up to y'all too.
Daniel, I'm not going to lie. I went in this with full intentions of putting Temple at King Dreg. I mean, in all fairness, I wanted to name the bottom tier Temple because I think that's just it deserves its own. But that was before the third win. 3 wins.
Yeah, 3 wins is huge.
What's your record? Like 3 and what? Like genuine
7.
question. 3 and
3 and what?
7.
What is the records of
3 and 7?
Colorado and UCF again?
They
Is
have,
it
they
like
have, like
what
the
is it?
same, if not one more win.
Let's look. If I'm looking at these pictures from earlier, it looks like USF should be now 3 and 6.
Okay.
Temple is 3 and 7, and Colorado State is 3 and 6. So actually, I mean that is only 1 loss difference.
Yeah, and now that I'm thinking about it, Temple did get the user game over UTSA, which UCF lost to. So that's kind of big here.
Yes, USF. It was USF that played UTSA, right? Or was it Colorado State?
Yeah. No, it was USF.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so who do we want to put at King?
I'm gonna have to put
Colorado.
Call me crazy, I'm gonna have to put Temple. No, I'm just kidding. USF. USF is King Dread as of right now. I can't say Colorado because Colorado has played he's played hard competition. And some of those losses were against one of those losses was against a team that's on fire right now. So
I do want to say, if there wasn't the force win mistake that had degraded Hawaii, Colorado State's record may actually be, what would it be now? 2 and 7.
It would be 2 and 7.
It would be 2 and 7, which is way worse. So I think I gotta agree with Temple here that Colorado State probably deserves to go to King Dreg. Now that I think about it,
but those 2 losses are so. I mean, we're both teams on fire though. That's tough composition. That's tough competition. You know what I'm saying?
Which teams did they lose to? They lost to UNLV and
they would have lost to Hawaii. Well, yeah, they beat me. But if we're counting that the record where they would be 2 and 7, if it wasn't for the force win mistake, then
yes, that is true.
Should we do King and Queen Drag? King and Queen.
This is what I would say. UCF or US? Is it USF? Right? What the
Yes,
USF.
you said UCF like 5 times.
USF. This year, what I would say USF is the King Dreg because, dear God, that UTSA lost. I
can agree. I think he can. I think USF can retain his crown.
I have an interesting idea. Instead of voting and deciding for ourselves who is King Dreg, why not release a poll between these 3 teams and let the people vote on who they think King Dreg of the league is?
Yes.
I like that.
Let the people vote.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
People are going to vote Temple, actually. Maybe not.
After this video releases, we will release the poll and you can vote on who is the King Dreg. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on tonight's program and watching all these segments. We put a lot of hard work into this. If you liked it, give the video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Actually, don't do that. That's cringe. And everybody have a great fucking night.